Yo, what to do, boys? It's your boy Marco. So today I want to have a sit-down video and really talk about the number one reason, or the number one thing rather, that is keeping you stuck and is like preventing you from progressing. It's nothing to do with, the way you look, for example, the way you speak or so. It's something very, very fundamental that most people are really overlooking, and it is your belief system, your beliefs, limiting beliefs, just to throw it out there. Now, what does this mean? Think about it. Limiting beliefs are kind of like bottlenecks. What that kind of like means is, you know how a bottle is like, it's big at the bottom, then it kind of like gets tiny at the top. That's like the bottleneck in a sense. Let's say you have all this throughput. Let's say you, for example, in the business, you do all this work. This is like the bottom of the bottle. And then at the top where it gets small, you might have beliefs that money is difficult to come by, that money is difficult to make. Your beliefs sort of limit you from making money because you just have bad belief systems. And I used to struggle with this a lot myself too. I used to have a ton of bad beliefs about, I'm not from the US, for example, that's why I can't make it happen. I'm too short. I can't talk to women, stuff like that. Just things you believe that just don't serve you. Now, I'm going to teach you how to overcome these things and really change those limiting beliefs into like beliefs that actually help you. Because if you think about it, you can change your beliefs to anything you want. Doesn't matter if they're true or not. You can believe that you are the best at everything. Obviously, you might not be. Because the thing is, you can believe literally anything you want and you will act based upon that thing. So for example, if you believe that you're bad at talking to women, you will not talk to women. If you think you're the best to talk to women, you will always approach women, right? That's how it works, even if you might not be the best, But because you do it, it influences your behavior. Therefore, you get better at talking to women because you kind of get the reps in, right? This is just an example, but this applies to every single area of your life. Now, how do these beliefs form? It starts with a very small subconscious thing. For example, an experience. Let's say you're a kid, your mom tells you, your mom screams at you for some reason because you got your pants dirty or some shit, I'm not saying that this might happen, but you might form beliefs that, women are just scary, or something like that. It's just an example, And it starts with a very small, very insignificant thing, and it kind of grows into this big tree of problems in a sense, right? And this is also, again, in every area of your life, like even in business. Let's say you do cold calls and you get the phone hang up on you every single time. You might start to believe that cold calls don't work. Nobody wants to talk to you. You're bad at sales, all these things. So how do we break these things? Because those things don't serve you. Like I was saying, you can put anything in your mind, and if you believe it, you will act upon it, and therefore you will change your reality. That's how it works. Well, it starts with believing that you can change. Because if you think you can't change, that's a belief again, right? If you believe you can change, you won't change, therefore you will stay the same, right? It's just so intertwined. So I'm telling you right now, you can change. I did this multiple times myself. I do it still till this day, almost every single time when I want to get to the next level. And once you understood that you can change, it's about implanting these new beliefs into your mind. Now, how do we do this? This is something very practical. I'm not going to give you some woo-woo like theory bullshit like that. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, and this is how you do it. This is how long you have to do it for, X, Y, and Z. There's this thing called subliminals that I still use till this day. This is what it is. So you know how affirmations, influence your subconscious mind and you can kind of reprogram your mind? Well, I don't like affirmations because if you just stand in the mirror and kind of say these things to yourself, it is pretty low leverage. I mean, it's first of all, like, it's just kind of boring. Like, it's just not very exciting because you're saying, oh, I'm rich, I'm good at sales, I'm good at talking to women, all that stuff. But it's not effective, okay? So instead, what I did is I pre-recorded my affirmations and I listened to those every single time I do mundane tasks. Let's say it's cooking, let's say it's cleaning, let's say it's being at the gym. So what I do is I recorded myself saying these things. I'm rich, I make 500K a month. I am living in Miami, I'm living my best life, all these things. And I speed them up a bit and I put some music, like just a beat behind it, and I listen to it every single time I'm doing something mundane. Now, the reason this is so effective is because when you're doing something mundane, your mind is wandering. It's not present, meaning it's more receptible to things you put into it. And if you listen to these things on a daily basis, you will eventually reprogram your mind. Now, just to kind of give you an example from my own, life, my subliminal says that I'm making 5 million a month. Now, every single time I'm done with listening to my subliminal, let's say I'm finished the gym and I kind of put my headphones down, I feel this energy just cruising through my body. It's very difficult to describe, but I just feel more energized. I feel better. I feel like I'm already there, and therefore you just take more action and you don't act out of scarcity because in your mind, your subconscious mind thinks that it's already done. Because why would you act out of a scarcity mindset if the goal is already in your possession? Does that make sense? So you track your goal as a byproduct. Very, very simple. Now to make the video even better, I'm gonna jump into my computer right now and I'm gonna show you step by step how to do this. So what we gotta do first is you have to make a script for yourself on the things you wanna have help with. For example, the amount of money you wanna be making, the car you wanna be driving, stuff like that, right? Now, the important thing here is you have to attach emotion to it, not just say words that don't mean anything. Like, I make money, I have a nice car. That doesn't really mean anything. There's no emotion behind it, okay? So for example, what I used to do, I used to have subliminals, like for example, where I say, I love making $1 million per month. I enjoy making $1 million per month. I'm not scared to make $1 million per month. Things like that. I'm driving an Aventador SV that is matte black and I enjoy driving it. Everybody looks at me when I drive my Aventador SV. Things like that you can imagine yourself see, right? If I say everybody looks at me while I drive my matte black Aventador SV, I can it automatically kind of just produces an image in my head. So things like that. Now this is for anything. Like I used to have subliminals, for example, for being more confident, being good at sales, actually wanting to listen to my subliminal. I used to have a subliminal because I was struggling to listen to my subliminals because I was like kind of inconsistent with it. So I made a subliminal that said I enjoy listening to my subliminals. That's how I had too. So you want to write everything down in a script, do a voice memo, record it. Then you want to pull it here into CapCut. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Then you put it in here, then you drag it down here, and then you wanna look for a song. Most important thing here is use a song with no lyrics. It has to be just a beat. This can be really anything. You can go, for example, this is one of the songs I use myself. You can go Interstellar, theme if you want to. If you want something more emotional, for example, Cornfield Chase is a very good one. And there's a lot of different ones. There's also this one here. I like this one too. This is a pretty good one too. And there's just a lot of, ones that you can use. If you have yours, you just drag it in here too. I'm gonna play the song here just so you can see what kind of songs I'm talking about. So it's really just a beat, right? Now, before we do this, is you have to first of all speed this recording up. This is you talking, saying your subliminals. I like to go to like 1.8 speed because if I found that if you go above 1.8 speed, you can barely understand yourself. So you do this, you drag this down here, there you go, and then you duplicate this a bunch of times. So you do this, you do this, and you want to do this till this says around 60 minutes because the last thing you want to have happen is every 4 minutes you have to like restart the recording. It's just annoying. So I kind of like duplicate this like a lot of times, like for example like this. You can see like now we're at the 1 hour mark, and I'm just gonna do the same thing with this too. I'm just gonna copy and paste this the entire time like this. There we go, and this is it. Then you just export it as a MP3. You untick this and you take this MP3 export, and then you have your subliminal ready. Then you put it into a Google Drive, and then you can make it available offline so you can like listen to it on the go. And then you listen to it 1 to 3 hours a day, and you will see that subconsciously, unconsciously, that you will start to reprogram your mind. You will have new beliefs, you will feel different, you will feel more energized, and you will just slowly become the things that you're saying in your subliminal. It's insane. I've did this to go from 0 to 30K in one single month. I'm doing this right now to go from around 75K a month to $1 million a month. This is what I'm using every single day. I'm telling you, if you use this, you will see progress. If you have any questions on this, drop a comment. I'm always keen to help. If you want my help to scale your own business, particularly in SMMA, social media marketing agency, reach out to me on Instagram. Alongside running my own agency, I also teach people how to get into it. So if you want my help, just let me know on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.